Hello, my tiny tummy family. So, my name is Jen, and I had VSG surgery in March of 2021. Oops, sorry, I kicked my table. And I'm a VSG athlete. And today I wanted to go over some side effects that they're not really mainstream. People don't, overly talk about them when it comes to post surgery. The little whining and the little clickety clack is my karma. He heard that I was live and came out to hang out with me. So, yeah. So let's go over a few things. Like, we'll start with some basics, and I'm not a doctor. In no way am I saying this is going to happen to everyone or anything, but just in doing my research and experiencing a few of them, I just want to share this with everybody. So the post-surgery expectations, obviously, we know we're going to have achy guts. We're going to have achy tummy. There's going to be some burning feeling on the incision area. And, we know that dehydration can definitely happen. Before surgery, I used to be able to chug a couple bottles of water and it'd be great. My stomach would be able to hold a lot. After surgery, it's a few ounces. You take a mouthful and for me, my stomach felt like it was going to burst. And I had to really make that mind shift into, okay, you can't just take these huge mouth gulps of water because your stomach just can't hold that. And yeah, obviously weight loss is the expectation from this. You're going from what was told to me could be it could hold up to a football amount size stomach, down to just a couple ounces. So, obviously there's going to be some weight loss with that. But we all know this going in. So yeah, back to that, we got the discomfort, tiredness. Your body's gone through a lot, and I expected that. I expected to be tired. I expected to be laid up. I knew I had to get up and walk around and keep the blood flowing and the body moving. So these are things where we're taught beforehand, but going forward, everybody is different. What I may have experienced could be something entirely different for someone else. I had some nausea with it. I definitely had the aches, a little bit of the burning sensation. And we all have, our bodies are different. We all have different things going on. Hormones play a huge toll in this. And also your life experiences kind of dictate the headspace that you're going to be in, when you're in the hospital, when you come home. And that's all different. So when we get into some of the weird side effects, there were things that Kaiser let us know this is what's going to happen. There were things that I was cautioned for. And in doing some of this research, I read a lot of info saying chew gum and, that'll help with this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm I was almost scared into not having gum, which I'm fine. I loved gum before the surgery. That was my go-to. But yeah, they said that if, we happened to swallow it by accident, it was going to cause some issues for the stomach because this new pouch can't really process it. And I don't know. So I was cool, scared straight. I'm not having gum. I can have mints. I can do all that, whatever, but I don't want any complications. I'm good. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, your taste, your sense of taste could change. And all of these may or may not happen. But I just wanted to put them out there. So sense of taste changes, the need for sweaters, and then new shoes, possibly. and yeah, and maybe even new rings. So things that you used to be able to tolerate or really loved before surgery, you may not like afterwards. They may be absolutely repulsive, like, or they may make you feel incredibly sick to where you swear off of it forever. For me, there was things that are sweet, like I have a sweet tooth. I like bread pudding, cakes, that kind of stuff. But there's a point where it's like maybe a few weeks after surgery, like I'm having the sugar-free popsicles, I'm drinking everything, like having the protein shakes, and even some of those protein shakes ended up being like super sweet, and that was crazy. So yeah, it'll kind of like punch you in the face, this sweetness thing, and that's what happens to some. For me, it'll taste really, really bad, just like overly sweet, like, oh my gosh, all my teeth are gonna fall out kind of sweet. And it'll also make me really, really sick if I have too much sugar. So, it's kind of, I mean, it works for me because I know that's something my body's just like, no, girl, we ain't doing this. It's not good for you. And I'm okay with that. Sweaters, it's like almost every day is sweater weather. Unless it's like 100 outside, but your body loses so much weight. You pretty much, like, you had all that insulation and now you don't. So what do? You just throw on some layers, and usually you'll see me in a hoodie or in a long sleeve, or when I go to work, it's like the shirt and a blazer, just something to always keep me warm and comfortable. It's not off-putting in any way. I work with it and I still feel great. New shoes. So my starting shoe size before surgery was about like a 9.5. And I'm only 5'2", so it was kind of odd for that to be so like large. But it's because I had fat feet. That's part of this. Your feet will lose weight too. Since I've lost all the weight, I'm about a 7.5, maybe size 8 shoe, just depending on the brand. It's okay. Our feet lose weight. Our fingers lose weight. I do wear a lot of these like rubber rings. Well, not a lot. I wear the wedding band one because my fingers lost a lot of weight as well. I used to be like a 7.5, 8 in ring size, which is like a pretty thick finger. Now it's like 5, maybe 4.5. And so it's kind of hard to find, because I like to wear multiple rings. So it's kind of hard to find ones that'll stay on. I will get my wedding rings resized, but in the meantime, I have, I'm not sure if you can see this little coil thing, and I hook it onto the bottom of the ring. So when I put it on and I like go to work, I can still wear it, but it's not gonna like fling off my finger. I got these cool coils from Amazon. It's a little too bright to see. But yeah, they work great. It takes some getting used to because you have this kind of big chunky thing, but I still am able to wear it, and I'll get everything resized maybe later on this year when I know like I've evened out. But that's just, some of the fun little things afterward. Oh, hey, Nia, thanks for being on the live. Awesome. And I'm listening. Hey, girl, hey. And salute. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. So yeah, let's go into the next round. The breath. So acne, bad breath, and body odor. Acne comes from a multitude of things, but also because of this huge shock to your body, your hormones are kind of like all over the place. And you could go back to teenage years and get acne post-surgery. This is, your body's still kind of navigating its way. You've got this small stomach. You're not taking in the nutrients or the bad things that you used to eat and all the junk from that. And so your body's just kind of filtering all this stuff out. That can pop out in acne, bad breath, and body odor. So that can come from being in a state of ketosis. And I had done the keto diet for about 6 months a few years ago. And it does make your urine, it gives it a real pungent smell. I didn't have bad breath from it. And nobody complained, and I didn't smell like any BO, luckily, but that was just me. But I have heard from some people and read that, bad breath and body odor is a very real thing after surgery. Now, again, this stuff is only temporary. Your body's getting adjusted to all the new things that are happening. You're not taking on that, gigantic amount of carbs that you did pre-surgery. It's learning to feed off of your fat and not use the carbs and the sugar and all that stuff for energy. So, being in that state, it'll even itself out. This isn't going to last forever, but in the meantime, brush your teeth a few times extra, after every meal. If you don't already do that, do some extra flossing, rub on some extra deodorant from time to time. There's these things, they're going to be temporary, but to some people, they were definitely surprising that it happened. So there is some of this weirdness that will come into play. What's next? Okay, so hair loss, and for women, your menstrual cycle change, and moodiness for all. So hair loss, again, nutrients, hormones, all of this stuff. You had this pretty big surgery, yes, whether it's laparoscopic or whatever, it's still an epic thing on your body. You go from what you once were able to take in, and now it's the tiniest amount. So you've done something great for yourself. These kind of side effects, they're not going to be long lasting. And if, obviously something is super bothering you, reach out to your team of specialists, to the people that helped you into this process. They have answers and fixes, and they can give you better time frames. They work with your body, so reach out to those people. Hair loss. I had already had a shaved head, so I didn't notice too much of any of that. For me, after I had my babies, this little chunk right here started to thin out, and it never really grew back. And my kids are 15 and 16 now, so it ain't coming back, and I'm okay with that. But didn't really notice it through post-surgery. But it's a very real thing for some people. And those that have that thick, luscious hair, see it thinning out, it can take a toll on their mental health, on the way they feel about themselves. So, just know it's not going to last forever. And once your body gets back on track and these nutrients and the vitamins and all of these things really start kicking in again, you'll be back to yourself. Cycle change, hormones again. That's all I can say about that is, you could get a couple short spurts of your period throughout the month, or it could just take a vacation for a couple months. I mean, every single person is different. So for me, it was just short. I had one really short one the first couple months, and then I was back to normal. and it was fine. So we're all different, but yeah, that's how it works. And some may stay super regular throughout. That's okay too. Like, you do you. Moodiness. Yes, moodiness is a thing. We know we're going to be a little upset. We're going to be a little tired, just the achiness and all that. But what we used to eat is very different afterwards. And that could be something that triggers that grouchiness in you. You know, the sweet bread, the cakes, the pizza, the breadsticks, whatever, all of these kind of super high starchy carbs in whatever form that we took in before surgery is no longer there. And our body is getting used to that. And it's gonna be a little bit of a bumpy road for some of us. So it may make us grouchy. In the meantime, you know, just try not to snap at too many people, I would say. But know your body and know that you've done something really, really great for yourself through this. And, you know, these little things, I call them speed bumps. Like, they're just there. You'll get over it. And the light at the end of the tunnel is so worth it with this surgery. I can't, you know, express that enough. It's amazing. But yeah, that's where we're at. So don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself that grace to go, okay, I am in my feelings. This is why, you know, do some research on it, but reach out to your team of specialists and help get those answers that you need. I would say, like, don't do the super Google, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die tomorrow. It may not be that case, but if it's something that's really, really bothering you, then you have these people that help you through this process, and they're very much so after the fact. I'll reach out to the Kaiser people and ask them just some random questions, and they're great. You know, they've given me a couple like spiral bound notebooks of super cool info, and I'll to this day still resort to that if I'm questioning something. So yeah, there's plenty of weird side effects out there, and there may be some that I didn't even cover today because I haven't heard of them. I never experienced it. I just don't know, but I just wanted to go over some of the ones that I thought were like kind of caught me off guard. And yeah, hopefully that helps some of you in this whole journey, because, you know, it's a life journey. It's a huge change, and it's something that's for the better. So let's make this happen. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Let's go to our comments here. And let's go to this guy. Oh, wow. So my husband, Anthony, says, I never notice any moodiness. You are perfect, darling. Thank you, sir. I am far from perfect. There's no one here is perfect. And I'm just doing my best, kind of going through this life and trying to, be the best version of myself. So thank you. But yeah, I'm super grateful for this surgery. I feel like it's such like a second chance. And there's things I tried throughout my life. There's ways, the very real ways that I did it wrong, with eating disorders and that. Look at this guy, husband point. You're a silly one, guy. But you know, lesson learned. Like, for me, I don't regret anything because it created the person that I am today. And yes, could I have made different choices and better choices for myself? Absolutely. But we're here now, and I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to make the best of it. And I hope that you are as well. And I do hope that you guys learn a thing or two from me throughout my journey. That's the whole reason I'm on here, is, you know, to be able to help at least one person in this. If you like running or any kind of activity, I highly encourage it. There are run clubs all over the country. I mean, every city has a minimum of one, or if not, at least a sister, like close city will. And there's people from like all different ages, and people that are in the running community for me that are at least 30 years older and currently run a faster pace than I do. I don't beat myself up about it because they've also been running longer than I have in my life. But I know we are at very different stages of our running journeys. So, I'm not going to compare myself to something that they've been doing for years versus me and what I'm accomplishing now. So give yourself that grace, do some amazing things. But I have Instagram if you want to follow me on there. I'm on there as Jen_Bailey17, and Strava if you're nosy. But if you also want to keep me accountable, like I am there for it. I have a whole training plan I'm really doing my best to stick to. And go on there. It's just my name, Jen Bailey, and you can see all the different things that I'm doing pretty much daily to stay active and meet some of the goals that I have set out for myself, like for my next Los Angeles marathon, but any long distance running in the meantime. And I'll throw up some pictures on there. I'll put little quirky comments about things that are going on in that day. You can see what's going on with me. So, strength within. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. And thank you so much. I'm doing my best to share with everyone, and hopefully we all learn from each other. But I love this tiny tummy community. You guys are amazing and you keep me going. So I appreciate you all. But until next time, feel free to put comments, questions, anything in future live streams or my videos. I did put out one, I think, on Monday of this week. And then next week, I am going to do one about the weight stalling. So I'm still doing some research, but that will be my long video next week. So until next time, sending light, love, and happiness. Bye.